Welcome to all. Today we'll discuss about the performance characteristics of an instrument. All the performance characteristics of an instrument are broadly classified into two categories. One is static performance characteristics, another one dynamic characteristics, dynamic performance characteristics. So all static performance characteristics will define the performance of the instrument which are static in nature, which are independent of the time. So the most important static performance characteristics are accuracy, precision, resolution, threshold, sensitivity, static error, dead zone, backlash, hysteresis, uncertainty, zero stability, linearity. So now we'll discuss this in detail, and this is one of the important expected question from unit 1. Let's try to discuss these static performance characteristics. First one, accuracy. Accuracy is the closeness with which an instrument reading approaches true value. So accuracy indicates the degree of closeness with the true value. If you use any instrument, whatever the reading you are going to get, how far it is near or close to true value, it is measured with its accuracy. So consider the three different charts where the center of the chart green color indicates a true value. So the arrow indicates the measured value. So in a first one, the measured value is very close to true value, means first diagram indicates more accurate, the second one indicates moderate accurate, and third one where your measured value is very far from true value, so less accurate. So the accuracy indicates a level of agreement between true value and measured value, and this accuracy is a conformity factor for an instrument. So accuracy is a statistical bias and single factors. When you are defining the accuracy, one measurement you are using here. With the help of a single measurement and comparing with the true value, you are trying to define the accuracy of an instrument. In defining accuracy, you are using single factor and single measurement you are comparing with the true value. So in this process of finding or computing accuracy, so we'll come across the errors, and those errors are called systematic errors. After accuracy, the another static performance characteristics of an instrument is precision. The accuracy is only defining the importance of the instrument when you conduct the experiment at single time, whereas if you repeat the experiment and try to take the quantity under measurement several times, the accuracy doesn't give them much information about your instrument. So when you repeat the experiment, there is no guarantee that your instrument will give the same value and same close value to true value. In this case, the another static performance called precision is used. So precision is basically it's a degree or closeness between the successive measurements. So means when you repeat the experiment, so how these successive measurements are close to each other. So means you are not again comparing with the true value, but how the instrument is giving the same value every time when you use the instrument. So basically precision is a degree of repeatability and conformity. So repeatability or reproducibility of the instrument is revealed by the precision. So let's see the same example where the three attempts means three different measurements you are taking from the instrument. So in the first diagram you can see that the three attempts, three times when you take the readings, you are getting three different values, means the successive value reading 1, reading 2, reading 3 are differ with each other in first diagram. Whereas if you see the second diagram, the first, second, third readings are very close and they are in line with each other. When you see the third diagram, the all three readings are very close with each other. So means when you repeat the experiment, how far the successive values are close with each other, that how far the successive readings are close with each other, that will define the accuracy. So as far as the successive difference between the three readings is considered, so you can see that the third and fourth both are high precision, whereas accuracy, if you take into consideration, the third one is more accurate because all three are close to center of the circle, that is true value. So whereas if you try to find out only precision, nowhere you are comparing with true value. So in the process of defining precision, only we'll see the successive measurements, but nowhere we'll consider the true value. So if you see that way, so third and fourth both charts, both diagram in which all three successive measurements or three successive attempts are very close with each other. So precision point of view, third, fourth diagrams are highly precise, more precise charts. Whereas if you take accuracy into consideration, so the third one where the all three are close with true value, center of the circle, whereas fourth one, three atoms are close with each other but they are far from center of the circle, that is true value. So means fourth one high precise but low accuracy. So this is another example. You can see here the center indicates a true value, whereas the that is in the case of accuracy we'll consider the true value into consideration, whereas in the case of precision only the successive attempt we have to consider, no need to consider the true value of the measurement process. Next is static performance characteristics. Threshold, as you know that threshold is a minimum input parameter till which the instrument doesn't respond. Suppose as for example, if you take electronic weighing machine, so to get some change in the display you have to put some minimum weightage. Suppose if you are not keeping the less than, if you are not keeping that minimum weightage, or if you are keeping less than that, you are not getting any output display on the electronic weighing machine. Suppose here you can see that this machine is showing us 0.001, means the least weight it can show us 001. So means 1 milligram it can weight. Suppose if you put less than 1, if you put 1 less than 1 milligram, you doesn't get any display here, means you are unable to measure anything with this instrument, because the minimum weight for which the instrument is giving us response is 0.001, that is 1 milligram. So the minimum amount of input for which the system or the instrument is about to respond is called its threshold. So as far as this example is considered here, 0.001 kg, that is 0.001 gram, 1 gram, 1 milligram is the minimum weight we have to keep here. So this is a threshold. The another static performance characteristic is resolution. Resolution is the smallest unit of measurement which you can measure with the instrument. So means this is the smallest quantity, or this is the in terms of these units you are about to measure the entire measurement process. So means if you take one kilo weight, so the minimum weight which you are going to measure, as we discussed just now, is 1 milligram. So every 1 milligram means 1 plus another milligram, 2 milligram, you can measure it. So means in between 1 to 2 milligram you cannot measure anything here. So either you can measure 1 milligram or 2 milligram. So the smallest quantity or smallest response of the system which you can measure is its resolution. Now see the same example here. So in this, the smallest quantity you can measure is 0.001. So this 0.001 is its resolution. So what is 0.001 here? This indicates 1 milligram. So 1 milligram is a resolution. So means starting from 0, if you keep on incrementing 0.001, 0.001 plus 1, 0.001. So you can go up to the full scale. What is the full scale here? So full scale is 9.9999. So the total span of the measurement range is starting from 0 plus its resolution, and plus if you go on incrementing its resolution, you can go up to its full scale maximum reading. That is, here what is the maximum reading? 10 kgs, that is 9 kg, 9.999 kg. So this full scale is a combination of multiple resolutions, means it's a combination of 0.001 grams here, because the 0.001 is the least weight which you can measure. The least weight is nothing but its resolution here. So the same 0.001 weight or 1 milligram is its resolution here. Clear? So the relation between full scale range and resolution is here. So 1 by full scale range is nothing but its resolution. You can take here 1 kg means 1 by 1000. So the combination of resolutions, you go on adding one resolution, you can get the full scale range. So starting from 0 plus its resolution, by adding plus resolution, you will get up to its full scale maximum reading which you can get it. So this is the relation between your resolution and full scale reading. Generally, one resolution is equal to 1 by full scale reading. The next static performance characterizes as tolerance. Generally, every instrument is having a certain margin of its tolerance. So means when you take a reading from an instrument, so that whatever the measure and whatever the measurement you are getting, it may be having certain error, certain tolerance, certain range in between the value, original value may exist. For example, you are all aware that the color coding of a resistor. So there are two color codings, gold color, silver color. So gold color indicates whatever the resistance you are going to use, its resistance is going to exist between the plus or minus 5% of the rating value. Means suppose you are using 1 kilohertz 1 kilo ohm resistor with a gold tolerance line, it value may exist between 1 kilohertz plus 5% or 1 kilohertz minus 5%. In between this range the value may exist. Similarly, silver tolerance, the resistance value may exist between original value to the rated value to plus 10% or minus 10%. Similarly, if you use any instrument, whatever the measurement you are getting through that instrument, its value may exist between certain range. So that whatever the range in between the original measure and value exists, called its tolerance. So this tolerance must be very less for good instruments. So the another static performance characteristics are span and range. Span and range are nothing but the maxima and minima values which you can measure from an instrument. So the range, the gap between maximum value and minimum value which you are going to measure with an instrument, it is called its span, total bandwidth of the instrument. So as just now we have seen one example where you have seen the weighing machine. So the minimum weight which you can measure from that electronic weighing machine is 0.001 gram. So what is the maximum weight which you can measure from that? 9.999. So the maximum value and minimum value both are known to us. So these two which you can measure this with this instrument clearly. So now the gap between the difference between 9.999 minus 0.001. So whatever the answer you are going to get, it is called its span or range or bandwidth of an weighing machine. So this is another important static performance, and this depends on the resolution of the instrument. So bandwidth or span of the instrument is always proportional to the resolution of the instrument. So because you know that the resolution is going to define the minimum value, similarly it going to define the maximum value. So based on that, the bandwidth, the span of the instrument is also depends. So here for this one, 9.999 maximum value, 0.001 minimum value. So the difference between these two is called its span or range of the instrument. So the next static performance characteristics is backslash. Backlash is basically it's a certain kind of rigidness offered by the mechanical structure of the instrument. So because of its mechanical rigidness, it always opposes to accept certain changes in, especially in a direction or in an angle. So any rigidness which you are facing, any opposition in which you are facing in particular direction or in particular angle, you can consider as its backlash. So the backlash is basically the occurring because of mechanical structure or rigidness of the instrument. So this you can reduce by careful design and by creating more tolerance between the instrument. So now example, consider when you are driving a bike with certain speed, if you are trying to take extreme turn, so what is the fate of the driving? So naturally you will fall down, because with that speed you cannot take a bend beyond certain angle. If you try to take with certain speed without decreasing the speed, if you try to take extreme turn, naturally you will fall down. So this is happening because with that mechanical body with certain speed and without decreasing the speed, if you try to change the angle of the momentum beyond a certain angle, it will rigid. Some kind of opposition you will face with that mechanical structure. So all these sort of phenomena, where the instrument doesn't respond beyond certain direction or certain angle, so because of its mechanical body or mechanical structure, so whatever the phenomena taking place are which causing us to move the instrument in certain angle or in certain direction is called its backlash. So backlash is also one of the static performance characteristics. So and especially for um, moving momentum instruments, and when instruments are in moving velocity, having certain velocity constraints, in that backlash must be very less. If it is a static fixed position instrument, black backlash doesn't affect, but especially when in moving uh, momentum related applications, the backlash must be very small. So this you can reduce by careful design and with high tolerance between the components which you are using inside the instrument. The next static performance characteristics, linearity. Generally linearity means the how input and output relations are depends on each other, how proportional to each other. Based on based on this, linearity will be defined. So if your quantity in a rise in the input leads to a proportional rise in the output, so means delta change in the input, it leads to proportional change in the delta change in the output. Means your input is proportional to change in the input proportional to change in the output, then it is called linear. Or pure mathematical way you can apply the definition of linearity. As you all know that linearity means if anything which satisfy the principle of homogeneity and superposition. So or in other way, geometrically you can also define if input output relation is similar to a straight line which is passing through the origin with slope 45 degrees, means y is equal to mx plus c. So as long as your input output are following the straight line, y is equal to mx plus c, the instrument is called linear. But practically when you observe the instrument, your input and output or may not follow the exact 45 degrees straight line, so they deviate from this straight line. So the deviation from the straight line, as you can see here, so the y is equal to mx plus c straight line is our ideal linearity of the instrument, but the practical linearity is slightly deviated from this straight line. So the deviation from the linearity is also very important as far as the performance of the instrument is considered. So the deviation of the curve, the curve is slightly deviated from the straight line. So how much it is deviated is nothing but it's a deviation from the path of linearity. So this deviation from the path of linearity is also considerable in evaluating the errors in a machine or errors in the measuring process. So to better performance, the deviation must be very small, means the behavior must be um, in line with the straight line. As long as it is following the linear path, the instrument is having less errors. So when it is deviating from the straight line and deviating from the path of linearity, there is a possibility of errors available in a performance. The next performance, static performance characteristics is sensitivity. Sensitivity is basically it's a factor of how fast, how quickly it is responding for small change in the input quantity. For a good instrument, a small change in the input should be considered and should be measured by the instrument. So how far it is responding for the smallest change in the input called its sensitivity. So now you can see that the graph here, the the smallest change in the input and the corresponding change in the output, the ratio between these two is called its sensitivity. In general way, you can understand in a mathematical way the change in the output for the change in the input. Whatever the change in the output you are getting for a corresponding change in input can be considered as a sensitivity. For a good instrument, for a better performance, the sensitivity must be very high. So means for even though you are changing small input quantity, your your instrument must respond with a considerable amount, means that can be detectable, that can be measurable. The smallest change in a input can be measurable, can you are measuring means the whatever instrument you are using, it's a high sensitive instrument. So for better performance, the sensitivity must be very high. So as of now, you can simply remember sensitivity means change in the output for the corresponding change in the input. Another static performance characteristics is hysteresis. Hysteresis means, suppose if you use an instrument in reading a lower order measurement to higher order. Example, let us consider electronic weighing machine, and if you are trying to measure the weights starting from 1 milligram and you keep on going increasing the weight like 1 milligram, 10 milligram, 50, 100, 1 kg, 2 kg, 10 kg, the how the measurement process is going on in one direction and how the system is responding, and whatever the corresponding your readings getting for the corresponding weight you are putting in one order, increasing order. Suppose if you continue the experiment by in a reverse order, means starting from 10 kg you are trying to decrease with the same set of weights and corresponding readings, whatever readings you are getting, that may not be same. Clear? Means the instrument responding in one order, one direction may not be same as in other direction. So when you are keep on incrementing weights, whatever the weights weight indications you are getting, that may not be same when you follow the reverse direction of the experiment. So this process of differing in both directions, the performance of the instrument in both direction changing, is called it hysteresis. So this happening because of the internal electrical and mechanical magnetic effects and whatever the components you are using. So basically the more magnetic elements causes hysteresis more here, and based on certain sort of components this hysteresis is occurring in performance of an instrument. For a better performance hysteresis must be low. So this hysteresis is very high means your performance of the instrument in both direction is deviating from each other very high. So this hysteresis is basically due to magnetic electromagnetic devices, and especially instrument. uh, First thing you can consider magnetic elements. The next static performance characteristics is dead zone. So means instrument when you are conducting and when you reach to certain high range of values, your instrument may not respond. So the for the particular range of the input where your output is not responding, for such range of inputs is called the dead zone. Clear? So dead zone is because of the many reasons. It is because of hysteresis, or it is because of backlash, or it is because of the limitation of the instrument which you are using inside. So example, when you use a speedometer, suppose as long as your speed of the vehicle increasing 20, 30, 40, 60, 100 kilohertz, your speedometer is very accurately showing. But when you reach to 120, 140 kilometers per hour, the instrument means your indication doesn't shows accurate, and it may not move to certain beyond certain speed of the value. So means even though your speed increasing, you are increasing the accelerator, but your speedometer doesn't reflect the same indication beyond certain value. So means even though the ability of the bike is beyond 140 kilometers per hour, but the instrument doesn't reflect the same thing with that speedometers because many reasons. So beyond 140, whatever the ranges of the speed which you try to measure, they comes under dead zone. The next another static performance characteristic is static error. So this is simple error. So the errors means you can also easily identify the difference between the true value and measured value, or measured value and absolute value. So we'll come across regarding the static error. After this we'll try to take up some problems. During that we'll discuss about static error. So next, repeatability. Repeatability means this is a feature. This is another performance characteristics. Generally will define for short time. When you repeat the experiment on a same parameter at it in a short time, if you are able to get the same value, the instrument is called repeatable. So whereas the reproducible, if you can use the instrument at different conditions at different parameters in a long time, so means if you can use an instrument to today and after 1 month and after 3 months, and if you are able to get the same values, same performance, it's a reproducible. If you are after setting up the experiment, if you are able to get the values repeatedly only that time, it is called repeatability. So if any instrument is giving the good performance only short time, it is a repeatable. If any instrument is giving good performance for a long time, it is a reproducible. Next, the dynamic performance characteristics. Under dynamics performance characteristics, fidelity, lag, repeatability, and drift are most important dynamic performance characteristics. So fidelity, it is a degree in which the instrument indicates the change in the measured variable without dynamic error. So means indirectly it's a faithful reproduction. So how far your instrument is reproducing or indicating the exact value of the measurand Under dynamic conditions, this is the only thing you have to concentrate. Fidelity means when input is in a changing environment, how reproducible, how effectively instrument is producing the output. So drift is, so under changing condition, how your system is faithfully giving the output is called its fidelity. So lag. So under dynamic characteristics, fidelity is a degree to which an instrument indicates a change in the measured variable without dynamic error. So means how faithful the response you are getting under dynamic conditions, under changing conditions. Lag is a retardation or delay in the response of an instrument to changes in the measured variable. So means after applying the input, how delay, how time it is taking to give the response comes under its lag. So drift is uh, undesirable change in the output, and it is um, there are three types of drift factors, and it is causing because of environmental factor, mechanical variations and other factors. Zero drift